Hi Libra, here's a general look at your solar chart for July 2011. Now, I think you're going to be taking your worldly responsibilities a bit more seriously this month. Maybe even feeling a bit scrutinized at times. You just want to come across in the best way. Maybe, in front of authority figures, people in positions of power, so-called important positions in the world. Professionally, it might mean that you're just caring more about your presentation, your image, your reliability, your level of competence, and maybe you are going to feel it's more important to present a certain standard or come up to a certain standard in your work or with your image. In your personal life, it may mean that you feel that you need to show more authority or reliability or decisiveness. And you could, some of you, be having more contact with parents or other sort of guardian figures in your life, and maybe dealing with bureaucracy and red tape a little bit. You're likely to have allies, though, very much so, particularly from the 3rd onwards. Certain people who are maybe in important positions are going to be instrumental, or maybe not important, but who are in a position to help you to get on in the world, to progress your overall aims. And this is going to be a very good time for you to look for those people and get those people on side and be rocking and rolling together, because you're going to have Venus at the top of your solar chart, and that's going to oil the wheels and help things along, and help others in important positions or bosses or authority figures to be in agreement with you and your aims and your ideas. So that's a bit of a plus there for you. Another interpretation is that your image tends to get a boost somehow. You're more likely to be seen in a good light by those you wish to impress after the 3rd. Also, a good time for negotiating the right deal for yourself, or perhaps being in a more social contacts with bosses, authority figures and the like. People in positions to help you professionally with your overarching aims. Mercury is in a super sociable area, meaning the mental focus is likely to be on groups. Small groups of people, large groups of people, and also, meeting new people, making new friends and acquaintances, and being very much aware of what you're hearing on the grapevine. That could keep you mentally on your toes or feed you with useful information. Teamwork, coordinating jointly with others, all of this is highlighted, and it is pretty well favoured. Mars is going to encourage travel or connecting more with foreign cultures, or getting out and about an awful lot more, or wider communications being favoured, or something to do with higher education, studies, you learning something, but also you being, very much the driving force behind teaching, guiding, advising. That is also another way to interpret the position of Mars over July. And I think you'll be feeling pretty enthusiastic about wider horizons, getting the eagle eye view, getting into gear, and very much wanting to launch things, enterprises or projects, or yourself over this time. And yes, and feeling quite expansive and a more kind of positive vibe. Now, there is going to be a partial solar eclipse in the area of in your professional area, your career area, but also your general life direction, and that's happening on the 1st of July. So this could mean that if you can, on that day, do one thing, just take one step in the direction of improving things in that area, because then that will set the precedent for the rest of the months, and even a few months after that as well. Now, I've spoken about the slower moving outer planets before, and starting from Jupiter, I'll do that again here. You've got a very bountiful ally in Jupiter who's going to underpin influences which could give you a financial boost, provide just support, or in fact other helpful resources over the next 12 months. So that is a goodie for you. It could translate maybe as better arrangements around property, space, money, funding, equipment. It's an area of flow, so it could be anything which is bought, lent, leased, that kind of thing, or you brokering yourself a really good deal, a good contract, or you could do well with a sale, or some other kind of a deal. It could also compute as just having somebody around who has resources to help you out, or it could be somebody around whose influence gives you a feeling of emotional stability, moral support, and a feeling just of more security within. So this is a good place for Jupiter for you. So if you're looking to improve things in those areas there over the coming 12 months, look to Jupiter, make sure you tap into the energy of Jupiter in that area. And overall, Libra, you are taking your responsibilities more seriously. Sometimes with Saturn in your sign until late 2012, you feel that life is a bit of a hard slog. You're having to be so patient with this or that or the other, and you'll be feeling just a bit more sober and cautious in your outlook, but you should be methodical and self-disciplined in laying new foundations in your outward approach in life. Nothing is going to happen fast wherever Saturn is. And so if you know there's things you need to be, you need to clean up your act a bit. Saturn, along with Pluto, both of which are hitting your sign quite strongly and will be doing so for quite a while now, they're going to help you to kind of step up to the plate and contour things in a way which mirrors more authentically where you're coming from your emotional roots. So you're going to have to be consistent with this. Over this long period, through your choices, because it's always about our own choice, you should be building your life in a way which marries what you need to do for yourself with an external kind of manifestation of that. And Saturn tends to throw spanners in the works and slow things down and just give us hiccups and glitches. So you just really, this is a real test of inner strength, actually. So you just got to keep plugging away at it. Saturn rules time, so small, careful steps, incremental, gradual steps are the only way that you're going to crack this one. But the rewards can be huge if you keep the faith and hold the vision you wish to manifest. Don't be too rigid about it, but just keep going. Even though you've got side winds blowing you off, just keep trying to go in the direction that you feel you need to go in. It's not so much about wanting, it's more about needing, you see. So, just make sure that side wind isn't blowing you somewhere that you haven't even considered. Uranus is very likely to be the side wind, actually, and Uranus is going to be transiting your opposite sign for many years, and during that time, through what happens in close one-to-one relationships, so that can be partnerships, whether they're business or whether they're in your private life, it will be the action of Uranus here will be transforming you in ways which are, quite surprising. And you have got to, this is the energy to that you've got to be very flexible with and open-minded about as you adapt to a new dynamic maybe in relationships, or in fact it's not just about relationships between yourself and others, it's also about your relationship with yourself. So a new dynamic in your relationship with yourself and how you see yourself, and then that will be mirrored externally as you maybe get more understanding of what your needs and requirements really are. And just be open here, because this planet Uranus is the spirit of revolution, which is going to facilitate transformation and significant growth, along with Pluto, which is also aspecting your sign very significantly. And even though there may be something unexpected that comes in from left field, which really kind of shakes you, concerning, somebody else that you are in close relationship with, this is actually a bridge, even though it might not feel like it at the time, for you to evolve and you to birth really into a new incarnation and a new understanding of yourself. Now, Neptune moved temporarily into Pisces in April, and that means that some confusions or letdowns in romantic relationships in the past should now be clearing away. And I say that because for you later Librans anyway, it's just going to be going back into the previous sign from August the 5th, but then it comes out again properly from February 2012. But there may have been some real kind of maybe disillusionment where you came down to earth with a bump, Libra, over the many, many years that Neptune was in that area of your chart, and blurring of boundaries. And the new position of Neptune will bring more empathy or spirituality into the services you provide to others, and bring in the clarity, bring in the common sense, sort of undistorted vision of others in this kind of heart-based relationship, and clear away the sort of the mists of crossed wires or misconceptions that you've had so long in that area there. And you Librans born in the first couple of days, or you with 1 or 2 degrees of Libra rising, going to feel this, really just 1 degree actually of Libra rising, going to feel this most strongly over July. Pluto's influence at the root of your chart is very significant, and will over a number of years, whilst Pluto's there, bring major transformation to your inner world. Again, it's a little bit similar to what I was saying with Uranus, although it's different, because Pluto is far more emotional and happening. It means that it's transforming you on a subtle gear change, inner level, and could affect the dynamics outwardly as well, in family relationships, or where you live, your place on the map, property, and neighborhood relationships. And through the experiences that you have over that time, very long, slow moving planet, Pluto moves very, very slowly, you will evolve. And you Librans born from the 27th of September to the 3rd of October, or with 3 to 8 degrees of Libra rising, will feel Pluto's vibration mostly this month. Actually, it's probably more like 9 degrees. And from the 23rd, you're into a more progressive, forward-moving phase, when friendships and new connections will be highlighted, and you may be giving a lot more thought, or actually getting a lot closer to goals you wish to achieve for a long time. And that's it for July. If you know your rising sign, listen to that too. It'll add to or subtract from what I said here. And I'll see you the next time.